started Rich 20. Rich 20 started in 2012, but as a blog, it's a blog.
Okay.
And it was a reactionary response to me being just annoyed and upset at work because I'd left school, and I figured, all right, look, I got two options. I can do more school, which seems safe but expensive.
Right.
Or I can do less school, more corporate stuff like my friends are doing, which seems like it could make more money, but really boring. And both seem like a bad fit for me. So I'm like, man, the only thing I can do is I can work these regular day jobs. So I worked at ice cream shops and like the shop in a museum gift store. I worked at UPS with the brown shorts. I worked at restaurants.
Ooh.
I'm really good at UPS, by the way. If I ever need to go back to that, I'm very good at it.
Awesome.
And I always deliver. And obviously those were just temporary jobs. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I was starting to get fed up with various managers just picking at me. So I started doing inventory of my skills, thinking about what I was capable of, and I eventually went out on my own and started freelancing, and I built up a few different businesses. The first was a tutoring business, and I started moving on to like web development and consulting, and through this process, I was just getting to know how to interact with people in order to like provide something that they could pay me for. And then I did a couple other things. I moved into consulting, and as I was doing this whole process was just I was blogging this as a way to vent, and I started in 2012. And in 12 and 13, my writing started to get a little bit more popular. So I got picked up on Entrepreneur and Fortune and Time and those places, and it started to blow up a little bit. And by 2014, I had so many people asking me more about how to do what I'd done than anything else. Like, oh man, how did you, I want to learn freelancing. I don't like UPS either, whatever the thing was. And so I'm like, all right, well, I'll make a course on this. So I made the course, and it did really well. And the first iteration of my offering was all through PayPal checkout, which seemed to be the easiest,
right.
The easiest fit. But it was not the best. It was not the best fit because there are a lot of people who don't have a PayPal profile. It made things hard. It made it difficult for me to process people and create a good user experience. And one of my friends, who you guys also know, Nathan Chan, this is in 2014. He's like, bro, you have to get on SamCart, bro. It's massively important, bro. You must get on it. And I'm like, man, I don't have any bandwidth to do anything new right now. I don't feel like trying it. And he's like, he's basically, Nathan doesn't know this, don't tell him this, but Nathan could pretty much tell me to do anything, and I'd be like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then secretly 2 months later, I'll do it. So I just hope he doesn't find any new drugs. So he told me about SamCart. I looked into it, and I'm like, oh man, maybe I'll try this. And the first time that I tried it was, the first time that I launched with it was January, you'd have to look. No, it was the middle of March. It was March 2015.
Okay.
And I remember specifically because I just done this guest post for Business Insider, and because of the lead magnet that I had set up for Business Insider, that post ended up making me about $10,000. I call it the $10,000 guest post, and that was the first money I made with SamCart, and it was so easy because a lot of people came through with payment plans, and I was so impressed that the system was able to handle all those. And you remember early days of SamCart, it was even simpler than it is now.
Right.
But it was able to handle all those payments, process it, and categorize it. And I remember being so impressed as I looked visually at the dashboard at how much money I just made, and I was so happy because previously all my checkout systems through PayPal was very scattered, it's very disorganized, and very hard for me to visualize. And now I saw this trend growing over the coming months, making more and more money, but it was easier for me to run the business because I had this central control panel. It was awesome. We do a couple things with SamCart that I really like. The first thing is we found that because SamCart is so well designed, and this is important, because it's so well designed and it's so user-friendly and it's intuitive, we don't have to direct people to our sales page, really, pretty much anymore. On webinars, we direct people to the SamCart checkout page only, which includes a brief snippet of what was in the course, some testimonials, and then an easy checkout form.
Nice.
In the past, because the checkout form is so just doo-doo with PayPal, I prefer to direct people through to the sales page so they could be like, oh yeah, that's why I'm doing this. But SamCart, I'll even point out, you see on the webinars, I'll even point out, all right guys, look, this is a secure page. Here are the testimonials. Here's where you'll fill in your information, and they just go. it almost acts as a short form sales page, which really cuts down our processes for making money, because it cuts down the amount of clicks people have to make to get a sale, which is important.
Yeah.
And I like to do things like I like to customize the different buttons. So rather than saying buy now or place order, I put continue as the checkout button, because it just psychologically triggers them to keep moving through the process.
Right.
That's been really helpful. Super easy to set up. Much to the chagrin of my team, there have been times I don't do this anymore. But I'll be like, I have a product idea, and I'll just like make something and I'll mail it out, and I will immediately set it up. And it's so easy. It's almost a little bit too easy that you have to really think, do I want to make this right now? Because if you're to design something in like Infusionsoft, that's a process. Okay.
Right.
We have to get someone to do this for us, and that makes me think about it. So super easy. Another thing that I like, besides the customization, the fact that it's almost a pseudo sales page, is that your analytics are really easy to understand. It's very easy to see where the money's coming from and where it's going. And you guys have also made some pretty good improvements with your connection to PayPal.
Yep,
so now it just completely automates the whole process, and it just makes my life really easy. Yeah, the one thing that I think is cool is that you don't have to discriminate with PayPal. The thing about PayPal is I just liken it. The reason why I compare and I talk about PayPal a lot is because it's also a low barrier to entry in terms of like immediate processes for checking someone out.
Right.
And it's a starting point, people.
Yep.
And you can accept credit cards via PayPal, but they have to make a profile.
Right.
Which is a thing people do not want to do. So having the ability to have multiple payment options, every single credit card is accepted. I've also noticed, I don't know if this is you guys on your end, but I've also noticed that over the past 2 years, I've had many, like in the beginning, I would have people from other countries get their cards rejected a lot.
Okay.
Now I don't experience that anymore.
Oh, that's good to know.
And that could be something from Stripe. It could be something from SamCart, but the process seems to have been getting smoother, and it's in large part due to the fact that that there's multiple payment options, and you guys have been able to do that with PayPal as well, including payment plans with PayPal,
which is awesome.
And that was a barrier before.
Okay.
Because before the way you guys had it is you can only do full pay for PayPal.
Right.
Right. Now it's multiple payment plans, and that's been a game changer. I don't know the numbers on how much we've increased our revenue, but it's been a lot. Yeah. I mean, 2 years ago it wasn't even a we; it was just a me.
Okay.
And it's hard to say how we'll be by the end of 2017 because we have this whole big thing we're working on. I have no idea.
Okay.
But I can tell you that I feel like I work at a business now.
Very cool.
We've made a lot of positive changes, and part of those changes are in big part to having our systems in place. 2016, I went through just this period of a dark depression, and part of the reason why we lost money during that period was because I wasn't at the reins, like saying do this, do that. And what I learned was from that process was that systems are really important so that you're not bottlenecking everything that needs to happen for you to make money.
Right.
And SamCart was probably one of our saving graces. This is a good testimony. SamCart was probably one of our saving graces that at least kept payments rolling in while I was off wallowing in the pond of sorrow or whatever. It's really important.
Yeah.
SamCart continued to follow up with people and make things happen. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
With the credit card Dunning, that actually works.
Very cool. So we've saved you guys some money with the Dunning process?
Oh yeah, it definitely saved us money. Well, and to be fair though, the Dunning works, but what we found works best is when we actually follow up.
Absolutely.
It does help to follow. The Dunning serves as a reminder, so when we call them or email, they're like, "Oh yeah, I did get that email."
Right.
And then they go back.
Okay.
So they need that little spark, but it definitely is a great impetus. And we've seen in our dashboard that we do make money and save money from that. First of all, the reason why the book is cool and why it's such a good fit for the SamCart community is because it walks you through the process of figuring out what you want to do, and then starting with a service you can provide, and then using that service to transition into a product or a digital type of business.
Right.
And so SamCart can do both of those. So the book is called Rich 20-something,
awesome.
And the subtitle, Ditch Your Average Job, that's good. Start an epic business, also good. Score the life you want, really good.
Love it.
And so we break it down into 3 phases. We break it down into the mental preparation, the strategies and the tactics, and then kind of like the leveling up of your game. You're going to have to get ready for the game. You're going to have to play the game, and you're going to have to do a debrief. And this book covers kind of all 3 of those elements and walks even a very beginner through the process of, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't have any ideas, or I have too many ideas, and focusing on the thing that's going to work, and then walking them through how to set the business up, using things that they're good at, things that they care about. Sometimes when you create something as a creative person, I look at this and I say, man, there's a lot of business books out there, but people are really excited about it. I think because what I've learned is that even if there's no shortage of information, people buy books because of the person that writes the book,
yep.
Or the way that the book speaks to them. So this book might have some things that Tim Ferriss might write, it might have some things that XYZ might write, but it's the timing that someone reads something in their life combined with the way that it's delivered to them. Mm-hmm. We found that, hold on.
Yep.
That was actually my editor calling, huh?
Oh, okay.
We found that, like with our products, for instance, it might take someone 18 months from first meeting us to purchasing to really come full circle and become a customer. And it's the same thing with a book like this. You know, if it's the right time for you to start a business, then and you're in the mindset where you're ready to go. If you're not ready, the book won't mean as much to you.
Right.
But if you're ready, then it's going to have the actionable stuff, like the tactical stuff and the strategic stuff, but also the dash of humor and personality. Like, it's coming from a real person. Cool. I'm not a robot. I've been there before, and give you the push that you need plus the tools.